Yinzim. Actually, I probably need to go ahead and take my push to talk off.
Freedom.
Please do. Ah, balls.
I lose an F.
Is she gonna keep doing that?
Oh,
Can we lock her out of her own channel? Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
I Hello.
Hello.
Let me get my stuff.
Oh shit.
You're 3 minutes late.
I mean, I've been here.
No,
I was just upstairs playing.
you were upstairs, not here.
Playing with what?
Oh, you know.
With Star. And my new weapon. The toothpick.
The what? What'd you get?
What's the toothpick? The toothpick is, let me see if I can say this.
Amano Murakumo?
Yeah.
Why did you get that?
Because I got...
Okay.
You see, Kyle, some people get bored and can afford to do. Me and you cannot do that.
What do you think my entire Final Fantasy XI career has been?
I got bored and bought an Excalibur. How good was that? How was that?
I got bored and built Gungnir. See, the only difference is my decision was...
Gungnir is useful for you.
Right. I made a good one.
No.
I lost my dice again. Damn it.
Was that my phone, baby?
I gotta find my phone charger, or I'm going to lose you guys.
It's probably in the same spot where you threw the book last week and you lost your D the week before.
No,
The pitch of the return.
that was during the champ fight. And I did find that dice. And it did go like halfway up under my bed.
That's what she said?
Exactly.
Why would she say that?
Because she felt like it?
Yeah, man. Why y'all all over this man?
Okay, music. What the fuck is Roll20 doing?
Bird? Oh my. Hey, Brad.
Hello.
So, remember that day when you helped me get that NM and Bucidine?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. So I drops, and I talk it. I have to fight him again 5 more times.
Well, I still have the one that I got out of.
Please.
Yeah, okay.
I gotta go far. That's later down the road. I don't know when I was hoping to get done by tomorrow. I forgot we had D&D.
How can they?
Well, Carson put out a memo saying, my sister. I'm like, oh, go with your sister. I got things to do.
I sent that this morning.
It's the one thing I look forward to all week. Don't mess with me.
Especially now that he.
Yeah, exactly.
And Alec can actually talk now too, so this is gonna be better. And I think I fixed the audio issues so long as we don't have as much background noise.
What, with yourself? Because I'm going to say no.
Up yours?
Oh, my.
No. I said up yours.
Oh. Still lagging.
Yeah, he's still lagging.
Damn it. Well, the good news is I'm recording things locally now, so even if I lag on the recording, it won't matter.
Are you recording off of?
Yep.
Why don't you jump on your phone on Discord?
I have been. That's what I've been doing.
Oh.
That was the
Yeah, that's
problem.
what the other thing.
Yeah, right now I'm using that account to listen to you guys. See, ideally, everyone would record on their end, and we would sync up, and then I would have different channels to mix the audio with. But since y'all are lazy, and I'm a fucking madman, I'm doing it this way. So ideally, everybody would be recording the audio on their end.
Yeah, but then it'd take like 2 days for you to download it through an email.
Shut up.
Unless you did it at work. Unless you did it at work.
Yeah, good point.
Just saying.
Yeah. Surf had to do most of the editing anyway. Do we have an ETA, Ali?
He is. Loving. The magical update's over, but he's still, crapped out like I am. So
Okay.
takes a minute or two to get it.
Brad, I don't know if this mic sounds any better.
Should be much longer.
I mean, it sounds alright.
Sounds okay. I still think there's something wrong with it, though.
No, nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
You're just talking too fast.
Well, that's what I do. Can't really help that. Ooh, that's good.
Nope. You need to get rid of those.
Crit on the first roll. Yeah.
Out of how many?
1.
Just don't say it's the first roll, because I've heard the little noise go off over and over.
The first one was a D4 that I've been just sitting here flipping, but I rolled my 20 for the first time tonight, and it landed 20. So
You meant you rolled it for the last time, didn't you?
You don't know what the night beholds you. Actually,
You don't know what the night beholds you either.
Apparently you do, though, because somebody fucking told everyone.
Who told her?
Abram?
What did I say? What did I do?
Yeah, why you tell people stuff, man?
Let's try to keep... Oh, well. Ignore what I just said.
See? See, now you're telling on yourself. Yeah.
Leave it to Carson.
Obviously, there's a reason why we're still waiting 20 minutes after we've supposed to have started.
last year, Brad, remember? We were waiting for this Amberly person.
Yeah.
Yeah, she never showed up. I thought about asking her, but she's never in a place where she can, like, actually get on, so.
Well, in our next campaign...
Yeah, we can bring her in.
What's that?
Is our next campaign going to be a continuation of the old or a brand new one?
Depends on what happens. I mean, we're barely getting into this one, so...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe she can, like, get introduced eventually, or...
I still want a brothel. I mean, guild house.
Good.
And I mean, she can use my old laptop. You ready for the... I don't know what that means.
I don't like that laugh.
I don't know if we're ready for her.
That might be the situation.
She'd be the evil one.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't know how to play D&D. So...
Just thank God Southern's not the one joining.
Thank God what?
Said thank God Southern's not the one joining.
Oh man, I wish you would. I would. Oh, that'd be great.
I would prefer not to try and DM against a chaotic evil warlock, thank you.
You think he anybody?
That's my point.
We would put him in prison.
Jinx would just cast a spell.
Like, build a mobile prison and put him in there. And then, like, against the really hard bosses, we'll just, like, free him, and he'll be mad, and...
I would say...
Who
it
knows
would be awesome if Jinx could just, like, keep him perma-charmed, except warlocks are charisma casters.
Right. My one big.
Who's excited for Halo coming to PC? No one? Okay.
Halo's been on PC.
The Master Collection Edition, my bad.
I'm gonna see what kind of shit Bethesda's gonna fuck up at E3 this summer.
Everything.
Skyrim Ultimate Definitive Edition Legendary version.
How many times can you remake that game?
Exactly.
Please.
I just want them to fix the MMO.
Isn't 6 supposed to be coming
Yeah,
out
no,
like
it's fixed. What are you talking about?
final quarter this year?
I've got characters on it. There is no.
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing too. It's kind of boring.
Sounds like 11.
It's PvP.
It's
I
fun.
like my trials in PvP.
Yeah.
You get new trials, new dungeons like every quarter. What are you talking?
Hey, what is this?
What?
There's a
Freaking Diablo 3 would
DL.
create these little 2 to
There's a-
3 month seasons to keep people interested.
Yo, I got fudge.
there's a
So they
dice called
basically
FUD. What does that do?
What?
It doesn't. Oh, there it is.
Okay, you know how it's got the in the little bar on the left screen, Kyle. You click it up, it's got all the
Yeah.
dices. Well, after D20, there's one called FUD, and I don't know what is that.
You fudge a dice roll? I guess it's.
I don't know. I got a negative number. Is it?
Oh shit, me too. we got a 0.
Hey, it's
Kyle.
level 20.
What the?
Look at what I got.
Yeah, he's coming.
Oh my
Plus-
god!
plus-
Holy
It
cow!
makes
I gotta get these bad rolls out of here tonight.
That's what I'm doing, man. Look here. Mm-hmm. Goodbye.
Oh, good one.
Roll a 1 on a D8. Yeah, good job. It looks like you got
Yeah,
all
I
the
know
good
it's
rolls
that
out.
roll. It'll be great. Oh yeah, them rolls.
Who is this Kyle Z guy?
I don't know, Abert, who is it?
See, this is why
Awesome.
I don't
You
like this
updated the
game.
characters.
Wait. That's not.
No, that is not Aller.
Oh, is the guy up there? Is that the guy
Yes.
joining? Okay, I'm gonna drag him in here then.
Yeah, drag him in here. Get him in the right spot.
Hello there, them.
Oh God, there's two Kyles.
Yeah, we can hear your TV.
Wait, I can't hear.
TV over my TV.
Deaf baby? Put that on 10.
Come on, I got some Bundesliga on.
I am deaf.
God.
You may just need to turn your sensitivity down, Yid.
It's still up?
I guess so. I mean, we're
Honey, just fix
Like-
your side.
hearing everything in the background still.
Voice video. Input. Stop, baby.
Zoom.
He said his mic isn't working.
Well, can you hear us?
Yep.
Yeah, we can just go with him typing on roll 20 for now,
Okay.
if y'all want.
You can hear, but the input doesn't want to work. Huh. Okay, well, I guess, Allie, since you can talk now, if you just want to narrate.
Narrate.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh yeah, seems that he can talk now. He has to talk in character of whichever character he changes into.
Good thing I'm be murdering.
Wait, you're not a girl? Put you back on girl.
Get your voice change.
Dude, yeah, I should have done the voice changers.
Or mad voice acting skills.
Yeah. Me try to sound like a girl.
What?
Oh, God. Yep, that just clipped the audio.
Whoa. It looks like he's working.
We're running back through. And now we're not.
I saw Zim light up for a second.
And I heard myself.
Yep.
was something.
I can hear his computer.
Yeah, it's like the playback's looped back through the mic input for some reason. Do you have it in the wrong hole?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Usually happens
Yo.
sometimes though.
Just type on Roll20 for now. You figure it out later.
Yeah.
It gets dark sometimes.
And then you just listen to
Maybe
us
a
on
little
here.
bit of drinking.
We are getting like playback from your dings and stuff on your computer, but nothing from you.
Yeah, as long as you keep your mic muted on here, we won't hear.
Yeah, because for some reason it's like playing back through. It's okay. If it's alright with you, we'll just have Allie narrate everything. That way we can
Yeah.
record it. Alright, is everybody ready?
With 8.
Okay.
See,
I was ready 28 minutes ago.
Well, to be fair, we were trying to fix some things, so. Hang on, I gotta grab my balls. There we go.
do you say balls?
Yes, I do. I do believe that's what he said.
Anyway.
That's because from grabbing his.
Alright, so. Let me turn this on. Okay. Last time, our heroes, Brad the Dragonborn Brewmaster, Verna the Halfling Spy, Crank the Warforged Fighter, Abram the Human Druid, and Jinx the Changeling Bard, fought for their lives after the Kingdom of Barclay was viciously attacked by the Norellian Empire. With King Roland and Queen Ileana murdered in front of the entire city, the heroes fled from the now burning castle with aid from a mysterious stranger who simply introduced himself as Darius. During their escape, they eluded entire legions of Norellian soldiers, now occupying the crumbling city, and were even stopped by a new but familiar foe in the form of Asher the Titan, whose rusted and blood-caked armor indicated he is no longer the pious man that he once was. Defeating the undead monstrosity, the party managed to escape the city with soldiers hot on their heels, and a strange gloom falling over the country. Attempting to stop for a small reprieve, they were attacked once more by animated scarecrows in a field, likely a byproduct of the gloom. With their lives safe for now, a heated debate started as to whether or not they should continue on, and after a very convincing performance by Jinx and an ass of a plan by Abram, the party elected to move forward towards the port town of Whitecrest, where they hope to join forces with what remains of Barclay's military. Alright, so
Why you stop doing that?
you guys have been on the road for a little bit. You managed to outrun the soldiers slightly. You made it through the farmlands. No problems whatsoever. You saw a few things rustling off in the distance. Didn't really know what they were exactly. Didn't really stop to care at the moment. Everybody did manage to get a little bit of a rest as they were traveling within the cart. You okay, Brad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's alright. You did manage to get a little bit of rest on the way. Only about an hour's worth of rest, but it is enough to kind of refill your, or give you a couple hit dice. Anyway. Except for you, Abram. Because of your plan, it required you to stay in animal form to get them as far as possible. So while you were a donkey, you did not get a chance for a rest. So at this point, you are going to take another point of exhaustion. You have 2 now. And everyone else, since you have not taken a long rest yet, you still have your 1 points of exhaustion, but you won't get another one. So you are cresting over the hill now, coming out of the farmlands, and you can see down at the bottom of the hilllands the town of Whitecrest, the small fishing village that is used as kind of the secondary port for the city of Barclay. You see soft lights glowing in the distance. The gloom doesn't seem as heavy around here, and especially not over the city. Go ahead and roll perception for anyone who wants to. Brad, your alcohol is starting to wear off at this point. Either need to start drinking again, or you need to start brewing and get you some more.
Where the hell is... Oh, my God.
Okay. Verna, Crank, as you're looking down into the valley that leads into the city, you see a little bit of movement. Can't really make out what it is. Jinx, you look a little more carefully than everybody else. You can see what looks like humanoid figures moving around, but again, you can't quite make out sure completely what it is. How would y'all like to proceed from here?
What did I see?
You saw something that looked like humanoid figures.
Oh. What's right now? Whitecrest, that's right.
Is this one right here?
Do that again. I had faces over the top of it. Thank you. I guess we should probably proceed up towards the city.
I mean, worry about...
I'm exhausted, don't.
Brad quenches the thirst of the ass. Abram, you're still a donkey, so you...
Yes, I have water, okay?
Okay. I'm not questioning that. You're a brewmaster, I hope you would. Abram, you're still a donkey. Until now. Your transformation stops as y'all have been on the road for about an hour now. So you go back into your normal form, and the cart has now stopped at the top of the hill, leading down into the valley towards the city.
Did we check the cart before we got into it to see what was in it?
No.
Let's check the cart.
Okay, roll investigation. You really gotta drink, man. You can feel the haze coming back over. You can't see anything at this point. Verna, you're still just a little too sleepy. You can't really find anything. Jinx, you find some hay. There's a pitchfork. I mean, it's pretty much just a standard cart.
I think we should ditch the cart.
Can I pull the cart?
You cannot, unfortunately, because of the way that your build works. You are not strong enough to be able to pull this cart with everybody in it.
I guess it's time to walk.
So he could pull it if nobody was in it?
He could pull it if nobody was in it, yeah.
I say we just everybody hop in it, push it, we just ride it down until it goes.
That sounds dangerous.
I know,
I will
right?
pass on that endeavor.
Anybody
Because
wants,
I'm always...
anybody wants
the
to can
one
roll
that
another
gets-
perception check if they want.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to say who's in the back of the cart right now. Well, Crank probably was walking this whole time because he doesn't get exhausted.
The people in the back would probably be the ones that were charmed. That'd probably be sitting up front.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I'd rather walk.
So, I'm gonna say Verna and Jinx. You two hear movement coming from behind you.
Can I go stealth?
Yes, you can roll stealth. Okay, you kind of manage to kind of like huddle down in some of the hay that's in the back of the cart, kind of conceal yourself a little bit. You do hear rustling coming from behind you. Jinx, you are more perceptive than usual today for some reason, but you smell something, and it does not smell good. It smells like death.
I changed out of ass form. I took a shit.
This is a little more than donkey shit, for sure. This smells like death.
Like, oh boy.
And while all of you are sitting there looking down at the town below you, you start hearing something rattling. It kind of sounds like bones. And
Yeah, we need to get up and go.
you hear moaning that seems to be coming from the grass behind you.
Yep. At this point, I'm going.
Sounds like an alligator.
Yeah, Darius looks at all of you and like, that.
I am now proceeding down.
Darius looks at all of you and says, I think somebody said get in the cart. I think we should get in the cart.
So we will be rolling down a hill.
I don't think that's even roll. Does this car have like brakes or anything?
No,
It's just a wagon.
it's just a wagon.
No, it's the whole time.
It's a wagon.
Oh,
I'm gonna take.
hell
I would rather take my running down the hill.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get back in
And
the
as
cart.
you say that, you start
Good
seeing coming
luck
out of the
to
weeds
those
behind
you got back in.
what looks to be 30, 40, 50 pairs of eyes.
Yep, let's start running down the hill.
Yeah, running.
Okay, you're running down the hill. Darius looks at you guys again and says, I think probably the cart's a better idea. If anybody wants
Well,
to get
you
in
can
it.
take the cart if you want.
He's gonna get in the cart. Anyone else who wants to? Okay. Yeah, you're already kind of stealthed in the cart anyway, so.
Finger blast.
Abram, are you getting in the cart?
And then things that I'm tired of walking.
Okay. Crank, what are you doing?
I ain't even.
No, you haven't. You haven't been this whole time.
Yeah, but if Crank gets in the cart, it's gonna break.
All right.
Can Crank turn into a...
He is not a transformer, so no.
See,
Yes, he.
Crank can push the cart to get it going down the hill, and then he can just roll himself like a metal down the hill.
Boulder.
Yeah, that way when the cart turns over and Crank runs right through it, everybody breaks their arm.
All right, so I've got Verna, I've got Aaron, and I've got Darius in the cart. Crank, I guess you're gonna push it, but you're gonna run down the hill.
Okay.
Brad and Jinx.
No, hold on. Do you want to push the cart?
Try to put.
Mm. I'm still running.
You're still okay.
I'm running.
Y'all are hauling ass.
While y'all have been debating this, I'm already.
Yeah, well,
Right, well,
y'all are starting running down the hill. And, okay, so everybody gets in the cart. Crank, you push it down the hill. You give it a big shove, and the three people in the cart just start, oh crap, like screaming their heads off. And you start running down the hill yourself as the hand of what appears to be a zombie reaches out to try and hit you. It doesn't, obviously. It just barely misses you. As you're trying to now escape this horde that is barreling down the hill behind you. We will cut here. And we will go down to the outskirts of this town of Whitecrest. It's a quiet evening. Compared to all the chaos that's going on in the country right now. Lined up in front of this small hamlet, there are barriers, large sticks sticking up out of the ground. Looks like a makeshift wall has been put in place. The entire town seems quiet for now. It's more of a somber quiet, though. Many of the people that are in this town right now know what's going on. They've heard of the chaos that's been passing through the land. They see the darkness, the dark haze that's falling over the land. And right now they're just working as steadily as they can to try and prepare as many ships as possible. Out at the front near the makeshift good God. Makeshift city gate. There are two figures. One appears to be a young captain. A very, very large hat, has various vials and things all over his coat, and several books strapped to his back. The other appears to be a small gnome man. Pepper black and gray hair, a leather cap on his head with goggles and tools and things and belts all over him, standing next to a very large mechanical construct, a large machine, basically. In front of them are rows and rows of what looked like cannons. But they probably don't have the same function. Captain just kind of looks out over and just says, "Oh, it's a chilly night. Much colder than it usually is." He looks over to you, Tonvar. "Can't believe all this shit happened. Probably a good thing they started mobilizing us." "You think any of them made it out alive?"
too early to tell, Captain.
hopefully. I'd be praying that Darius managed to find the captain. If we had him here, I think we might have a little better leadership. I do appreciate what the boy's been doing, but I'm not sure that he's quite up to the mustard that we need.
It is heavy.
Guess all we can do is wait. At least we got the ship's just about ready. He looks over at you and asks what it is that you all have been working on. These are the defenses that you guys have set
What
up.
we've been. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've got the Greek fire out in front, barricades. Basically, what we could throw up.
Looks like it'll hold it for a little bit at least. Yeah, at least we can get some more refugees through here. Kind of stops, looks out. Wait. Do you see something out there?
On a few lenses to try and magnify the distance.
Okay, go ahead. Roll perception with advantage.
And inspect.
He's gonna go ahead and pull out his spyglass as well. So it's a 15 for you.
Yeah, I hit it twice by accident.
That's right.
So.
Are you seeing the same fucking thing I am?
It,
What the hell is that coming down the hill?
Oh shit.
You can see quite.
is that a cart just rolling down without a horse? What are we seeing, Captain?
I think so. There's two of them running too. What the fuck is that? Is gonna look a little bit closer.
Okay.
Is that a construct? Oh, fuck me sideways. It's them. It's them. They made it.
So we would easily recognize them.
He looks at one of the people panicking in the middle of the cart. It's fucking Darius. What's he doing? They're fucking bloody mad. What's going on here? And then he immediately sees the wave of bodies that are just kind of falling down behind them. And he looks over at you, Tonvar, and just says, "Oh, fuck me. We gotta help him. Light it up, boy."
Yeah. So Tondar will make a move to get the cannons into position to fire and send the automaton out to try and help stop the cart safely.
All right. And the captain pulls a gun out of his coat, holds it up in the air, fires it. A flare goes up in the air. We'll see if this will hold him off. At about that time, you light your cannons up, and with a synchronized boom, all kinds of shots fire off at the base of the hill. Brad and Jinx, I need you
Jinx,
guys,
they're shooting at us.
Jinx, I need you guys to roll dex saves.
Ooh,
Anyone not in the cart?
That's bullcrap.
oh!
Oh no!
I will play it.
Oh god. Okay, let me roll severity. Hang on.
gonna have advantage.
Doesn't
Because I'm
Crank,
pretty.
doesn't,
Yeah, Crank's not in the cart.
Yeah, Craig's got
Craig's got to
roll.
roll too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming in trailing too. He'd be in the most likely to be in the line of fire
Yeah,
because he's
you,
furthest
you
back.
guys actually, yeah. I'll give both of you advantage because you
And
got
of
a head
course.
start.
Oh no! Oh, and that an 18.
And Crank passed. So yeah, because
Craig's
you
just
two
Craig.
got it. Because you two got a head start, I'll give you advantage on that one. I'll be nice.
I don't know. He rolled a 4. That's
Uh,
I feel like I should get.
as the three of you are running down the hill, you see the cart go, yeah, just zooming past you as everyone's screaming in the back of it. And then all of a sudden, you see in front of you, you see what looks like red plumes of fire coming down from the town, and then everything explodes around you. Dirt flies up all over the place. You lose your, well, Jinx, you lose your footing a little bit, but you kind of pick back up and just move as quickly as you can. You feel like if you had not gotten a head start, that thing might have taken your head off. Crank, a cannonball actually kind of pings off your shoulder armor a little bit, but nothing fucking hurts you, dude. But you see these cannonballs. There's a few of the zombies and skeletons that are they're starting to catch up with you now. But as these shots impact behind you, it throws up dirt. You see bodies flying everywhere. Their advances slow down a little bit. Back down in the town, Tonvar behind you. You hear do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Sounds like it's coming from the port. As you see a volley go over your heads and land on the hill behind everyone else.
run faster.
More and more of these undead creatures just go flying as this barrage of shots coming from the port, which you can assume is coming from the captain's ship, just takes out the entire hillside. As you guys are just barreling for your lives down this hill. There's still more of these things that are rolling behind you, though. Everybody go ahead and make dex checks. Everybody make dex checks.
A check or a...
Just a check. Well, except Tombar, you're good.
So
Yeah, everybody else.
got it.
Yeah. Brad, Crank, you guys are still just hauling ass down this hill.
Seriously, need to talk about how this dice works.
You guys are still just barreling down this hill. Abram, you're in the back of the cart. A cannonball, another shot, kind of boom, lands right next to the cart, jostles the cart a little bit. You get tossed. You're actually hanging off the back of the cart right now. Jinx, as you're running, you trip on a rock. Boom! Another shot flings over your head. Probably a good thing that happened. You pick yourself back up. A zombie tries and grabs at your foot. Will 11 hit you? No. Okay. Yeah, it tries to claw at your foot, and you just kind of kick it off and start hauling ass down the hill some more. Yeah, if you want, roll sleight of hand to see if you can, or no, I'm gonna say athletics to try and pull him back in. Eight. You kind of, you try and grab him as much as you can. You're kind of grabbing onto his gloves, but you can't really. I mean, you're tiny. You don't have enough strength to pull him back in the cart. He's still hanging onto it though. Darius is trying to just control this thing as best he can. He's just continuing to barrel down the hill. Just, oh god, what are we? He kind of looks back at you guys and is like, we got a problem. There's no brakes.
So this is the point where Tanvar's mounted the automaton by now and is rushing out there to try and help.
Okay, you pop the hatch on your automaton and jump in, and you start rushing out to where the cart is. This thing's coming down at you pretty fast. It's probably going, I want to say, about maybe 30 miles an hour.
Good lord.
It's a steep hill, yeah.
What is this cart like heading towards? Like a wall?
It's heading towards the city.
Yeah, which I'm guessing has a wall around it.
It's got a makeshift wall that's kind of like stones that they've stacked up.
Spears sticking out of the ground or something?
Yep.
Oh man.
Better hope this automaton can stop it.
Yeah, you can try that. Roll sleight of hand. Or is there, or can you just roll the crowbar, I guess? 13, yeah, okay. So you kind of, you jab it down in the spoke. You break a couple of spokes on the wheel. It doesn't really slow the cart to a stop, but it does slow it down a little bit. It's going probably about 25 miles an hour now. And the hill is kind of starting to level out a little bit, so it's slowing down naturally on its own, and you did slow it down a bit more, but it's still going pretty quickly. The other three of you,
Now you hit the back wheel, right? Which I should have said. That's good.
You hear another doom doom, or you see another flare fly up in the air, and you hear another doom 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 doom. At this point, they are probably about 150 feet away from you. So you're probably gonna have to cover probably 80 feet, I would say. Probably 80 feet to try and catch up with them before they would rush into the defenses that you guys have set up. But you hear another volley of cannonballs come overhead. Everyone that was running, roll another deck save.
Look at the chat.
Okay, so
I'm gonna cast Long Strider on rush out there and just make sure they don't crash into the picket.
okay, so yeah, you would make it there in time. Yeah, you make it out there and you just kind of wait and kind of like you get the automaton down in a catcher stance basically to catch this car as it's barreling into you.
Yeah.
Everybody else, go ahead and make or the three that were running, go ahead and make your deck saves.
Hey.
Good.
Okay, because I rolled a good dex, it was farther along to.
No,
Why not?
because you don't right now.
Because I was farther ahead than
It
them.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Rolls a 1.
I'm just saying it's common sense.
Crank, you need to roll yours too.
You're blind.
He's not wrong.
Picture it. Blind man running down a hill.
Craig.
Doing better than you.
Yeah, how?
Am I rolling another
Burning
dex
rock.
check too?
Yeah, roll a deck save. Oh crap. Okay. Brad, as you're booking it down this hill, You can't see it, but you feel the wind of something rushing past you as Jinx just starts hauling ass. As you see the shots start arcing down towards you, Brad, you jump just in the nick of time. As the dirt just flies up around you. You don't take any damage from that, fortunately. You get back up, you dust yourself off, start running. You guys are about 200 feet away from the town now. Crank. Okay, I gotta. This is not good for you.
It sounds like Crank finally took damage from somebody outside his own party.
He either takes it from the party.
Not Kyle.
He either takes it from the party or environmental damage, and this is technically environmental damage right now. And you take 13 points of fuck all explosion damage, I guess? I don't know. As these cannonballs rain down on top of you, and you get
Friendly fire.
You get thrown. It does stop more of the advance that's coming from behind you, but you get thrown forward about 30 feet. So Brad, from one side you feel a rush of air that you assume is Jinx rushing past you. From the other side you feel what feels like a missile shooting past you, which is probably
Now-
Crank after he just got exploded.
What the fuck?
At this point, I need to ask the question.
Okay.
From what HP we had lost whenever it was the last time, or
Yes.
did we heal
Well-
anything?
You did not take a rest because you were walking, I'm assuming? Or did you take a rest?
I think you gave everybody.
He wasn't-
You gave everybody. Okay. Here's. We did take. When the last thing ended, you gave everybody like 4 points of HP back.
Yeah.
That was from Song of Rest from Jinx.
That was temporary hit points.
I did Song of Rest while we were resting.
Yeah. That's what it was. He did Song of Rest, and everybody.
Yeah, so
5 points.
yeah, you still had your temporary HP from Mantle of Inspiration, and then he gave you Song of Rest also. Since you were walking, Crank, I really got to see how Warforged do this. Because I know you have to actually shut down in order to take a rest.
I just ever lose consciousness. I'm always aware of everything around me at all times.
Right, but since you were walking, that's what I'm wondering. Anyway, I'll let you roll one hit die for it at least, since you weren't actually active in combat. But then it'll be 13 points of damage from that. So yeah, Crank goes flying past you.
I have to be
Yeah, okay. So yeah, so then you
motionless.
won't get any extra healing. Yeah, Crank goes flying past you. Brad, you guys are still booking it. Tonvar, you are down to that catcher stance. This cart's barreling towards you now. Darius is just like screaming his head off, like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit! He's like, I am gonna try something. He pulls his longsword out. He's gonna try and do the same thing you did, actually, Verna. That does it. He takes the sword and he just kind of jams it through the floorboards, and it digs into the dirt, and it's kind of slowing it down a little bit. You can actually see the blade start like heating up as there's so much friction trying to slow this thing down. Slows it down to about 10 miles an hour. It's right in front of you now, Tonvar. Roll a strength, or I mean, I guess it's going to be athletics or strength, either one, for your automaton.
So unlike the character sheet, I don't have a quick click for athletics, unless that will do it. It just lists it, right? Or is that an actual roll?
That is an actual roll.
Okay, there you go then.
Thank you, Ray. It's supposed to be. Yeah, that is an actual roll.
Yeah. That is.
That is a bad roll. So Darius kind of slows this down a little bit. You pull those big bulky arms out, put them in front of you, and you kind of grab onto it. It pushes you back a little bit. The cart starts shaking. It breaks in half. I need everybody that was in the cart to roll a dex save.
Everybody?
Everybody that was in the cart.
Wait, the cart broke in half?
Yes.
Am I in the cart or am I out of the cart? Because
You're
I'm
on the-
hanging on the back.
You're hanging on the back of the cart right now. Okay, Verna, you're okay. Darius rolled nat 20, so
What are we rolling? Dex or dex save?
dex save. Abram, you're fine. This cart shatters and people go flying. Darius actually kind of flips over the head of your automaton, Tonvar, and then just kind of like grabs onto the back of it. Abram, you fly out the back and roll in the dirt a little bit, but you're okay. Verna, you actually kind of like sail through the air with the pile of straw, and as it lands on the ground, you land on top of it. So you're fine. Your nickname is coming into play again, it looks like.
Nerfer.
Basically.
Cowabunga, dude.
Lady Luck
Cowabunga,
strikes
yeah.
again. But this card is now in pieces. But there's people all over the place. At this time, the other three of you start catching up to them.
Oh, what happened to y'all?
Cart broke. And so the captain who's looking at you guys is just like, what the
But
fuck?
we beat you.
Yeah, no shit. What the fuck?
God damn it.
That is exactly right.
Tonvar, your people get those charges set up out there?
Tonvar, over the top of the hat, give the appropriate signal to get the additional charges on the cannons on the front line. Fire again.
Your cannons fire. They fire at a specific point out, probably about 400 feet in front of the town. Everyone sees a massive flash of light go off as a basic
Oh god.
chasm is cut in front of where the town is, basically, where it's just a giant drop off now. As these undead creatures start barreling into this thing.
Does that make us an island?
No, it's just kind of like a chasm that's cut in the dirt that they were using as kind of a last resort effort to make sure that nothing else comes through here.
And Tonvar will be ushering the others through the narrow passage and the spikes and all that, getting them behind the defensive.
Okay. The captain's gonna walk up to Darius and be like, "Just what the?"
Well, I don't know who you, but if you was trying to rescape, do some landscaping, you did a good job.
Yep, them Dragonfire charges will do that pretty well. The little guys got
We need to have a discussion about whoever was aiming those cannons.
to be fair.
That's fair, but we weren't expecting side of the defense.
Exactly. Much less barreling down the fucking hill in a fucking wagon.
A horseless cart, you know.
She got
Yeah.
to
The captain looks over at Darius. Just what the fuck were you thinking, lad? Well, we were just... Look, I found them at least. I told you I would find them. We just... There were so many. We had to get down here as quick as we could. The only thing I thought of was cart.
Who thought of cart?
that one did, and then I thought it was a good idea. Look, man, it's been a long day.
Yes, Captain. Don't blame Darius. I'm the one who said let's just ride the cart down the hill. Okay.
That
So
must have been.
Fine. I'm just telling you, boy. You thinking too quick like that, it's going to get you in trouble. Darius just kind of looks at him and is like, yeah. He's like, look, we found them at least. We got them out of the city. That's all that matters. Aye, that you did. Well, I'd be pleased to report that we got the ship set up at least. Though, it's looking like our timetable might be moved up a little bit since we had to pop the old Dragonfire out there.
So, the city's
is our
defenseless.
captain in charge?
Which one?
Crank. Is Crank in charge? Or are you in charge now?
Who's the captain?
Captain looks at you guys. He says, sorry. let me introduce myself. Name is Layden Frost. I'm captain of the Immortal over there out in the bay. That'd be a bit of my handiwork that was coming down over your heads.
But that which you was firing at is not even the bad guy. They're bad, but they're not the worst that's coming this way.
Son, have you ever tried hitting something off the side of a hill from the middle of the fucking ocean? It ain't exactly ballet. Now, if you would...
Do you got any more? What's the state of your defenses now that you've blown your load?
Well, we still got some shots out in the ocean. The autocannons were the little guys doing here.
How long do you think you have set now will last?
Probably last us till tomorrow afternoon, I would guess. After that, we ain't got much more time. Darius looks at him and is like,
Well, what type of forces do we have here?
I'll look at you guys now and say, let's get in the city first, and then we can talk about this. So, all of you, do you choose to follow?
Sir, where's the broth? I mean,
Yeah, we'll follow. We'll follow anyway.
Hey, I like your style, kid. Darius says, yeah, it's this way. I believe we've got most of the refugees put up there right now anyway. And he will lead you all to the inn, where what remains of the military is set up at the moment. As you walk inside, it's not a very happy place. There's families all over. People look just broken, downtrodden. A lot of people have lost a lot over the last few hours. What was once a joyous occasion has now been mired by pain and death and destruction. What remains of whole families now down to a couple people as they cling to each other for any kind of comfort and warmth. Just not a very good mood inside right now, especially among the soldiers. They've been beaten horribly out of nowhere. They just don't even feel like fighting anymore, except for a couple. Darius kind of he looks over the innkeeper and he whispers to her, says, we'll be in the back room. We've got things to discuss. Go ahead and give everybody a round just to see if we can kind of ease things a little bit. And the innkeeper kind of nods to him, and he motions for all of you to step into the back room real quick.
Sure.
All right, I go.
Same.
He leads you back. There's a map out on the table showing the kingdom, showing there's small markers all over, and what looks like areas that have been colored in with some kind of black ink, but it looks like it's covering most of the map. It appears that most of Barclay's forces have been completely demolished. Darius and Layden go around to the other side of the table. They stand up at attention. Darius looks at you, Crank, says, "Captain, I am sorry to report that this is all we've got left. We have maybe 30 men. We have about 250 refugees. And what few defenses we have left from the Inventors Guild, that's all we've got to protect the city. We don't have much time. Like Captain Frost said, maybe till tomorrow afternoon. I've been doing my best to try and keep things together since I'm kind of the only ranking officer left. If you have any ideas, I would be very welcome to hear them."
So let me get this straight. 30 men to stand against the entire Novolian?
Norellian.
The entire Norellian?
Alright, well, when you put it that way,
That
it does
seems
sound
like
pretty
a
fucking
stretch.
stupid. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Who are you, by the way? I've never seen you before. You're a very pretty elf lady.
It doesn't matter who we are. Matters is our plan.
Exactly.
I think I missed most of the I missed a lot of the words you were saying.
Did I lag or were you distracted?
No,
No, it was lag.
it was laggy. I just didn't hear it.
Okay. Basically, he tells you guys that you only have about 30 troops left. There's about 250 refugees. I am lagging again. Okay. There's about 250 refugees that are waiting in the bar and out in the town itself. You have about 30 men to fight with. There are 4 ships out in the harbor, including the Immortal, which is a large galleon. It can hold probably about 150 people. The other 2 are small freighters that can probably hold about 50 people each. They are loading them currently with provisions, any kind of... Hang on. Am I on the wrong internet connection? No, I'm not. Okay. Loading them with any kind of food that they can take, just in case. Darius seems to think that this is a losing battle. He also says, yeah, with what defenses we have left, I don't know what else we can do.
Right there, I heard nothing that Darius thought.
Wow.
You're lagging pretty.
Damn it.
Am I the
Honestly,
only one?
really bad.
It's
So it's not. No, it's. I'm pretty sure everybody's getting it. So, but it's.
Guess I'm just good at putting pieces together.
Oh, you can pick up pieces, but yeah, there's little bits and bobs there that you miss for sure.
We'll try.
Basically, he said that out of the 3 of the 4 ships that are in the harbor, he can take all the refugees. One of them can hold 150. The other 2 freighters can hold 50 each. So that's all the refugees, which leaves 1 ship left that could probably hold us and the remaining soldiers to clear out the town.
So, where do you take all these refugees? Where do we go from there?
We'll go back. Is there plans in place for that?
Well, we kind of were the fallback. Yeah.
Well, we got to go somewhere. Can't go out to sea forever.
So, back when you guys actually beat the Empire, King Darius mentioned something about a conspiracy to try and...
Has anyone made contact with the Queen's
Lade looks over you and says, "No, we've tried, but we haven't been able to contact any of the elves so far."
Have any of those you've sent out come back?
No one. We haven't even been able to try and get our ships over that way. Too much weirdness going around.
I think step one is figure out where we go from here.
So,
Are there any nearby safe harbors that could potentially be locations to take risks?
So the plan was, like I said, after you guys beat the Norelian Empire, the king felt that there was something wrong. There was some kind of conspiracy going on. Nobody ever found anything else out about it. He didn't trust anybody, not even his court of nobles. So he put together this little outfit. It was kind of a joint between some of the special forces within the Dawn Watchers, a few privateers, he points over to Layden, and some members of the Inventors Guild. Basically, if shit hit the fan, we were supposed to do what we could to make sure that people survive. And I think that's what we've done.
Okay, so we don't have a plan because you've used that plan already.
There is one place we can look to. He pulls out another map, kind of unfurls it out on the table. Here. The city of Zento. It's a port town in the free state of Bergada. We can go there. Pretty sure the mayor there can give us clemency. I don't know exactly how friendly they'll be, but it's something at least.
Can I roll to see
I feel like I know something about that. I feel like I know something about that, Kyle. Roll history.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
What do you PM me and try and see if you're trying to figure out what you're thinking. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I just feel like I know something about the place.
That's what I'm saying. Is there something...
A feeling?
Okay, just a feeling? You do know that...
Like, yeah.
It is another port town. It is one that does a lot of trade between Barclay and the Western Continent. So there is a fairly good relationship there. However, it being a free state, you don't know what their political affiliation is. Yeah, you can go ahead and say that. You can say that in character if you want, Brad.
Okay, I'll pass.
Okay. Yeah, it is another port town, but again, it is a free state, so you don't know what the political affiliation is. You don't know how much they're actually going to help you. That's yeah.
So there's another ranking officer here that can take charge of all the men and the refugees and get them to where they need to be going, right?
Well, that would be you, sir. Unless you want me to do it, I'd be happy to. I mean, I do kind of have things started here, at least. I don't think you were actually formally introduced to the Iron Tempest.
Well, your introduction was very rude.
Yeah, sorry, that'd be my fault. We were just trying to make sure we got you in here, at least.
And it was
You
pretty
almost-
quick.
You almost got us in here in pieces.
That's what I'm saying.
Parts and pieces.
Well, at least we didn't take your head off.
Yeah, thankfully I'm close.
So there's not much way of making a stand here. So getting these people out and away.
It looks like it.
Seems like our only option, given everything in front of us.
I think our best choice is to try and get there. If we can get to Zento, we can probably make a stand. We can try and rebuild our forces. We can, I don't know, maybe raise up another army, see if we can come back.
What kind of check do I need to make or whatever to know if there is? I do know.
I would say.
Do you want everybody running history?
I would say roll just a general intelligence check, just to see if you remember anything from that area. Zento is not on this map. Crank, you do actually know someone who is in town. You remember them quite fondly, but it was the pink-haired gnome girl that you fought during the fight. Kimmy Throttlelock was the one that you remember. She is actually from Zento. That's where her workshop is.
And that's the fight that we had against the other king, right?
Yep.
Oh, God.
This gets better and better.
So our only potential safe harbor is the home of one of the champions from the other side.
That's what it sounded like.
Okay.
Hey, Crank, I do have a question for you, though. None of the house made contact with you yet.
I'm hoping so. Is that a question I can answer, or is that a question?
I believe you can say not yet.
Not yet.
I hope he makes it killer breakfast.
Yeah, that reminds me. There were some people that were downstairs looking for you guys. I don't know them personally. Gold guy, there was a lady here for you.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you.
I am not Gold Guy.
Well, I mean,
My name is
You are gold. That just... Okay, fine. Brad.
Thank you.
There's somebody downstairs to see you. Abram, there's quite a few people for you, I think. Looks like an elf guy, a orc lady, and a bunch of dwarves. I don't know what relation you have to them, but, whatever.
Who?
It's for you, Abram.
Oof. My family? I need to go check.
I don't know, man. They were all downstairs with the refugees. Crank, I haven't really heard of anybody for you yet. But I guess if you want, you all can rest for the night. If you want to go talk to people, you can. We've got rooms for you in the inn. I know you've all had a very long, harrowing experience. We can keep the defenses up for as long as we can, but probably before tomorrow afternoon, we need to be out of here.
What time is it right now?
Right now, it is probably about 4 in the morning.
So basically, we got 12 hours.
Right. You can spend 8 of those sleeping if you want.
I'm going to meditate. Good night.
We should see if the king's wizard or whatever he was here. I'm gonna go check and see if that's my family.
Yeah, I'm going to meditate.
Okay. What does everybody else want to do?
Oh, before I take my leave, I'm gonna go do a performance to try to uplift everybody downstairs.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 3 performance checks for me.
Tonvar is going to review any document, anything that we have to try and find other options.
Okay.
Maybe question the captain and any other officers that are privy to know.
Okay. The only ranking officers left are Layden and Darius.
Okay.
So you can talk to them if you want.
Well, he would be mostly just asking them for documentation, so I could do some research, like actual research on maps or any kind of intelligence reports that we've got recently.
Layden is the guy I've been talking to, right?
Darius is the one that's been talking to you mostly. Layden is the privateer captain. Yeah, if y'all want, we can go ahead and take a break right here, and we'll this will be kind of your rest, and we can do some more stuff when you get back. I will say, Jinx, what lineup were you using? Or were you just straight performing through one persona?
For that one.
Okay, who was it?
Environment.
Okay. You started out a little flat. You picked it up there in the middle, and then you kind of mellowed out. You did seem to raise everyone's spirits a little bit, even through all these dark times. You feel like that you have made everyone a little bit happier, even through all the darkness and loss that they've gone through. Yeah, so we'll take a break here, and we'll come back in about 10 minutes.
Cool. 10-minute breaks. Sounds good to me.
I gotta figure out what the fuck's wrong
I'm gonna
with
take
this.
me a rest in.
Okay. I gotta figure what's wrong with this stupid internet. Oh, that's why.
Because you have your porn running in the back.
I wish that was the problem. Damn it.
Man, I'm back.
Welcome back. Okay, let's see if that fixed it. Hopefully. Yeah, more birds there. Okay. Maybe. I apologize for lagging so much. It is a bitch living in a hayfield.
No way.
Bye.
Welcome back. Alright, I'm going to switch this.
I had to do a flyby in the.
Nice. I'm going to switch this thing over, and hopefully it sounds better. Alright. Fuck. Books. Okay. Okay, who all we got here?
Here.
Here.
I guess Gal and Yud are the only two we're waiting on.
I think Yid's asleep.
Is you just sleep?
Not sleep. I pull my arm out of work. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
Yid is also meditating.
that hurts like hell.
So we're just waiting on Gal.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you haven't taken your rest yet because I think a few people wanted to go downstairs and talk to the some of the refugees if they wanted. Abram, I know you did. Brad, you have gone to sleep.
That is correct.
Okay.
If that means meditating, yes, that's correct.
Okay. Let's see. Verna, what are you doing? Are you just going to bed or are you wanting to go mingle?
Go mingle, I guess.
It looks like he wants to go to bed in real life.
No, it's my shoulder, man. It hurts like hell. I'm up down.
So Jinx is performing downstairs. Abram and Verna, you go downstairs. Crank, are you, I'm assuming, following them?
No, I was just going to go wherever I got to go to. Wherever I get, just by myself.
Oh, you can go wherever.
My room, whatever it is.
You just okay. You just want to go to your room. Okay. Let's see here. Tonvar, they give you the charts. You look over them as best you can. You do start kind of becoming more familiar with the area that you're working with. You see, they show you the different shipping lanes. They show you the areas where the Norellian ships have been spotted. Areas of heavy blockade that are especially focused towards the north around Narwood. There are blockades to the south trying to keep the pirates from coming from Dawn Harbor. There are a few more like smaller fishing villages and things that are dotted along the coast of the Western Continent. Nothing really anywhere that you can make port. It's sounding like the best course of action is still to try and make some kind of base, I should say, in Zento. Yeah, so Tonvar, they give you the charts. Basically, they tell you, they mark off where all the blockades are out in the ocean. They show you that several of the pirate cities and the privateers that are allied with Barclay are being kind of held off right now. The only place you can go that is not basically funneled into a death trap, basically, is down around the there's a peninsula that kind of juts out towards the Western Continent that is it's a good ways away from where Barclay is, but jutting around that, and then you can kind of make passage towards where Zento is. Zento's kind of in a gulf area, basically, so it's kind of hidden. It's harder for any kind of like large naval ships to get in there. It is meant more for trade, basically. So judging from the maps that you've seen, it would be a good place to hide, basically.
Yeah, so that's something that would be useful for later, not for this particular operation, moving this many ships and people.
Right.
So I'm going to spend part of my time during the rest making copies of those maps, and then resting. Okay. Other than that, can't think of anything much else.
Okay.
To do.
The rest of you, Abram, you go downstairs and you see two people. They see you immediately and they say, "There he is! There he is!" And they start to approach you.
I greet them.
Yep, it is your adoptive mom and dad. They walk up to you. Your mom just kind of runs up to you and like, "Oh, there you are, my little snookums," and she just kind of picks you up and crushes you almost in her big burly arms.
I am so glad you're alive. Did anybody else make it out? What about all the masters?
Your dad looks down at you and says, "Yes, Master Faldrick did manage to make it out. He brought his son with him. We weren't really able to save much else. He did mention that the rest of the clan managed to get to the tunnels to the Underdark."
Do you think it'll be safe there to go to the Underdark?
He says it'll be okay. They have ways around. And your mom kind of looks at you. "Yes, he's very tough man. They have plenty of protection. You know our people, they're great."
Why didn't you go with them to the Underdark?
Well, to be honest, your mother was a little worried about you, and we had heard about this rendezvous point that was set up in Whitecrest. "I just could not think of leaving without my little snookums."
Oh, Mom, you're embarrassing me.
About this time, you see Tomric Stonefist, which is the dwarf that trained you, walk up and says, "Oi, Abram, my boy! Good God, man, you look like you've been through hell."
Yes, Master. We've had lots way out of the city from our celebration. Unfortunately, the king and queen are dead.
Oh, that's no good. Yeah, we heard about all the trouble they were having.
Then I proceed to tell him about the exploits.
About everything. Okay.
About everything, including my ass.
Well, yeah, you definitely showed your ass there, it looks like. It seems that spell came in handy.
It did, Master. Thank you. Are y'all going to stay here, or are you going to try to go make your way back to the Underdark?
I was gonna head myself back down to the tunnels, see if I could find anyone else. I think your parents will want to go with you there.
Is there anything that you can give away? I feel much better if you take Mom and Dad with you to the Underdark, because I know you all will be safe there. I need to take all these refugees and get them to where they need to go.
Your dad kind of looks at you and says, I don't know exactly how good we'd be in the Underdark. We're not exactly the greatest of fighters." "Speak for yourself." Your mom just kind of punches your dad in the arm, and he's just like, "Ow, don't do that."
Oh, Mom, you'll take care of Dad.
Go ahead and roll perception for me.
Just Abraham?
Yeah, just Aaron. Okay, as you're looking around the room, everyone's still kind of disheveled. But a lot of people are kind of shying away from your dad. They don't seem to kind of want to be around him.
Why not? He's Dad. He's Pops.
Yes. Oh, yeah, all that. I'm sorry. You know, there's a reason we kept you in the mountains for so long. people don't exactly look kindly upon your mother and I.
Mom, Dad, go with Master. Go to the under. You will be safer there than with these people, because I know once y'all get into the Underdark, the Azraelians ain't gonna have as to how to get. I will catch up with you. I will send word.
I can take it. It's not a big deal. Your mom kind of flexes a little bit. It would probably be better for us in not having to deal with this. I guess we've never really told you why we've been sequestered for so long.
What was that?
Basically, he's telling you why they were why they lived in the mountains for so long with all the dwarves.
Well, yeah. Kind of hard to have people look down on mixed race families that raise a adopted human.
Do you know why, though? Your mother, as you know, half orc. Her race is not really looked down upon, more pitied because of their backgrounds. Your mom kind of looks at you like, I don't know what you're saying. My father was a very strong man. Yes, I think that's the point, my dear. However, in my instance, elves do not tend to associate with other people. So people of my kind who are not, how do you say, born of noble blood tend to be bastardized, I guess you could say. Basically, he's telling you half-elves are not a common thing, because most half-elves are born of nobility, because elves do not usually associate with other kingdoms. The only times they do, and the only time you get a half-elf, is usually through a political marriage.
Oh.
And any of those who are not of noble birth are looked down upon because they are bastards. Which is why your family was exiled, basically.
Patooey on them. Your mom and pups. Mom and pups.
And we love you just the same, little Bushka. And your mom just kind of grabs you and...
Oh, Mom.
Aye, that woman's got quite a grip on her.
Mom, or Master, is there any other guidance you can let me know before I must have you take your leave and get to the tunnels before the impending doom comes this way? We only have
Not much more knowledge I can give you, but I do have a small request.
anything, Master. Anything.
He looks down, and next to his leg, kind of sitting on a small stool, you recognize is his son, Tomric Stonefist. Kind of a little shaggy red-haired kid. Already has a little beard stubble coming in, even though he's probably only about 8-9 years old. If you don't mind, could you maybe keep an eye on the boy? He's not going to be much help with us in the dark, and if something were to happen to him, you know, them drow and stuff down there, I'm sure...
Yeah. Do my... I will keep him safe.
I appreciate it, my boy. And he kind of gives you the arm clasp, handshake.
The double secret druid handshake.
Yeah. And he looks down at him and says, Tomric? Tomric he's currently reading a book at the moment. Now, I want you to go with your cousin Abram, and I want you to behave. I want you to do everything he says. No funny business. And he kind of looks up at him and says, Aye, Papa. And he kind of looks up at you briefly, Abram, and kind of goes back to his book. Yeah, he's always got his nose in them books.
That is good. Knowledge is
It's true.
power.
Gonna be a good druid one day, I hope.
While he's with me, I will try to teach him the so far, even though it's nothing compared to what you have yet to teach and what you have learned. But I will do my best. Since is now able to see more of the world.
My boy, I've taught you just about all I can. I've never been able to see, or I've never seen anyone that can master the way that you do with these rocks and things. It's almost as if the planet speaks to you itself.
Oh, these are wonderful.
You've been
People love the
down in
geos.
town again.
I have been letting them earn or letting them know what they can possibly learn.
Oh, come off it, boyo. We all do it. He kind of punches you in the side and just laughs.
But not so loud. Not so loud. I got 250 people here I can maybe get a couple of gold from.
He lets out a hearty laugh and just is like, ha, even in these hard times, you're still trying to Bitcoin. Alright, well, we're gonna head on. You be careful out there.
You be careful too. Please be careful. And I will get word to you as soon as I can.
We will certainly try.
Come on, Tomric. Let's bid our goodbyes and go to our room. I need rest.
Okay.
And you can read your books.
You kind of you grab Tomric by the hand. He kind of just grabs your finger as he's looking through his book. Your parents look at you. Your mom gives you one last big orc hug. And your dad just says, "Farewell. Hopefully, we'll see you again on the other side. If you do manage a chance, we'll try and meet back up with you in what was it, Zento? Were they headed?"
Yes. We're right there.
All right, we'll see you there. And he kind of bows, and they head on outside.
And me and Tomric go to the room.
Okay.
So I can start getting some rest.
Verna, while you are listening in on Abram with his parents, you do kind of hear some people whispering about. Roll a perception check for me.
Who?
Verna. Nice. Okay. You hear a couple of people talking to each other. They're kind of huddled over in the corner, and you hear one guy say to his wife, he kind of spits a little bit and says, "Those damn half-elves. It's probably the reason why we got attacked. We're probably going to end up like another Olna Saren if we're not careful. And you hear that name, and you immediately know what he's talking about. Olna Saren is the name of the town that you were from. The city that you had worked in when you were a child.
You like really broke.
Damn it.
I didn't hear.
Olna Saren is the name of the city that you were in when you were a child. It is the city that you know was destroyed overnight. None of the buildings were touched. All the people had gone missing. And you and a handful of others were the only ones that were left. You hear this and you start having flashbacks. You hear screams. You hear loudness. A loud crack that you can't understand. You remember your mother. You remember your mother's face as she kind of pushes you into a stone washing basin and covers the lid. The last thing you see before you start hearing all the commotion. To this day, no one still knows, and you yourself are still trying to gather information. Again, the last piece of information that you got in this mystery was just to head west. That you might find some more something there. But basically, he was making a racist comment in reference to the half-elves and Olna Saren. If you want, you can go ahead and roll an intelligence check or history. Yeah, roll history. Just to see if you know anything about that, the connection there. 20, nice. What he was referring to with Olna Saren was that Olna Saren was a grand elf city at one time. One of the few that actually truly opened its borders, similar to the way Barclay did with the pirates coming in. Because of that, it prospered for quite some time. Much trade went through. Your family found jobs there. And it was very prosperous. It was very wealthy. A lot of exchange of information, and just everyone was happy in general. Until this night that this happened. And again, there is no information as to why. But some extremists do think it might have been because of the elves opening their borders to other people. Which is what he's referring to.
What was that name that you said at the end?
The name of the city?
Yeah. Like, it's that you're like robot and stuff.
Yeah, I can't do anything about it, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm saying.
Yeah, Olna Saren is the name of the city.
Can I continue eavesdropping on them if they say anything more, or?
Yeah, you can if you want to. Roll another perception check, or if you just want to talk to them, you can do that too.
I'd rather stay hidden for now.
Okay.
Perception.
Roll perception and roll stealth.
Oh, perception sucks. Stealth is still.
Okay. You do kind of continue to eavesdrop on them, but you can't really discern much else. You just know that they're shaken up quite a bit, which is probably the cause of all the racist comments that's coming out of his mouth right now. People, just trying to find something to blame right now. But you kind of just sit there and I'm assuming you have a drink.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You just kind of sit there, continuing to sip your wine, and just kind of looking over the room. Jinx is still performing. The mood's calming down quite a bit in the room. Everyone actually starting to feel a little more jovial, especially considering seeing all of you walk into the room. They notice the Barclays champions are here now, and they feel a little bit better about their situation. They don't know how bad things are. Again, you guys are the only ones that do. But the air is lighter than what it was. Crank, before you go to bed, there's a knock on your door.
Ah,
Do you open it?
yeah.
Okay. You open the door, and there appears to be a small goblin in kind of nice clothes, but they're a little ratty. You know, the shoes have holes blown out of them, and he's holding his hat in his hands. He looks up at you, and he says, you Mr. Crank?" Hey, listen, I got sent here by this guy. He said he knew you. I think he was a servant of yours or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate to say it, man, but he didn't make it. We were trying to get out of the city, and I was trying to get through a grate, and got stuck. He helped me get out, and then he got snatched. Look, I'm real sorry, man, but I just wanted you to know what happened. If it makes you feel any better, I owe him my life.
Appreciate you letting me know.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Actually, do you mind doing me a favor?
Let's hear what it is first.
Well, since he was kind of a servant to you, and he's kind of like kicking the dirt at this point, I kind of owe the dude my life. Do you think maybe I could work for you? Perception? What are you looking at?
If he's sincerely wanting to work for me, is he trying to screw me in some way?
No, that would be insight.
I didn't hear whatever you said to me.
That'd be an insight roll, is what you're looking for. Yeah. He seems pretty sincere, actually. You do see that some of his clothes look like they have been cut by swords. Actually, so he might have been injured a little bit on his escape. But he does genuinely seem sincere. You're right to question a goblin, though. I mean, they are kind of shifty, so. But he does genuinely act like he wants to help.
Take this on a trial basis.
Hey, I'll take anything I can, Mac. Sorry, let me introduce myself. Percival Straightfinger. You can call me Percy.
Looking for some Christ.
If you don't mind. I did just kind of run my ass down here.
Yeah, grab you some more.
All right, you let him into your room. He kind of there's a small couch in your room. You got a nicer room. You being the captain. And he just kind of sits down on the couch. Puts his goblin feet up, takes his nasty shoes off, and just kind of, sits there for a little bit. Makes himself comfortable. So, throughout the rest of the night, everyone gets good sleep as best you can. Everyone is still horribly messed up by this whole situation. Everybody gets all their spell slots back. You get all your health back. Yada yada yada. All that jazz. You wake up. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I would say. 1 to 2 o'clock. You hear the sounds of people moving.
They all have to have 8 hours, right?
Yes, everyone has to have 8 hours. You only have to have 4 to get your spells
Alrighty.
back.
I just have to have 6. In that 2 hours, was this the place you told me I might could find wands?
Wands?
Yeah, wands.
There aren't really any magic shops here. This is just
Okay.
it's a small.
Right.
Right, yeah. This is a small
Okay.
fishing village. So you wouldn't really be able to find anything here. Okay, Jinx, yeah. You change into your most staple your staple form, Vardam. Kind of throw on your cloaks and your sash and things and head on downstairs. Crank, you wake up. There is a goblin snoring on the sofa next to you, just Abram, there's a small dwarven boy sleeping in your bed next to you. Let's not read too much into that.
Disgusting.
Brad, you spent part of the night meditating, and then sleeping for the rest of it. You wake up, your sight you feel is starting to return. You start taking another sip of your liquor. It's starting to dry up though. You probably only have maybe a quarter of your keg left. You might need to brew some at some point in time.
Gonna do it right now.
Okay. So you're okay. Let's see, 18. All right. You take about 2 hours to sit there and brew some stuff after you first wake up. You make probably about another half gallon of beer that you can take with you. Again, you all hear the sounds of just bustling outside. Verna, you wake up still in your very nice silk sleeping gown. There's a mask over your face, a little sleeping mask over your face. You didn't sleep too well, but your body was just so tired that you just conked out anyway. And Tonvar, you kind of you fell asleep while you were trying to copy the maps, so you kind of passed out into your work in the middle of the night as well. But yeah, you all hear the sound of bustling noise outside. There's boxes moving. People are loading up onto the ships. As you all wake up, walk outside. You see Darius directing people. You see Layden trying to move things, get things loaded onto the ship. Tomvar, you see your automaton kind of being lifted up by a makeshift crane onto the Immortal. And you also see a familiar face in a blue robe standing next to them.
So was that directed to me? Somebody? Sorry.
Layden looks at all of you and just, you're going to be on my ship. We're going to take the Immortal back over to the next port. Feel like it'd probably be safest if we had all of you on the biggest ship. Not to try and discredit any of these other fine folk around here, but we'd be needing to try and keep you guys safe as much as possible. Okay. Yeah, Abram, you get Tarmac on board. He pulls his book out again and starts reading it. If you want, you can look and see what kind of book he's reading.
Whoa, Crank. Who's this goblin?
I can't remember.
Name's
What was that other guy's name?
his name's Percy. Percival Straightfinger. You can call me Percy. Nice to meet you.
You
Crank,
buddy
where's...
didn't make it. He didn't make it.
Oh,
He's offered his
damn.
services in replace of him.
I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. He made a fine breakfast. Percy?
You kidding me? You ever tried goblin cooking? Some of the best shit you'll ever eat.
Okay.
Just once you get around the rat feces and the roach wings and I pulled your leg. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. He kind of looks at you, kind of shifty. So more people are moving onto the boat. They're bringing everything that they own. Basically, it looks like they're just clearing out the town at this point. You see Darius just kind of waving people along, and he looks over at you. Captain, or you, Crank. Excuse me. There's the military captain, and then there's the ship captain, military captain. Captain, we've got most of the refugees boarded already. The other two ships are just about full, and we're just wrapping up trying to get the Immortal finished here.
You let me know when everybody's boarded and everything's ready to pull out.
Yes, sir, we will. I think Captain Frost is just about ready to go. Aye, just a few more.
I say we take one little to make sure we got everybody, nobody left behind, and then we head out.
Okay, you can do investigation checks if you want.
I don't see shit.
Nope.
You guys are terrible.
We know the blind mom.
Yeah, Brad, your eyesight's still coming back.
No.
Tonvar, you do manage to find a couple of children who seem to have been playing, not listening to their parents. You kind of usher them back over to the ship and try and get them back on. While
Right.
you all are doing this, you notice that the gloom is not as heavy during the daytime. But suddenly things start to get darker.
The storm clouds are coming in, or
It just gets darker, almost like nighttime. The sun is almost completely blocked out. You can roll.
I think it's time for us to go.
As you are all starting to head towards the ship, you look behind you, onto the hill that you all ran down the night before, and well,
3 of us ran down. 3 of us rode down.
as you all rode down the night before, Tonvar, you immediately locate the source of this energy that you feel. You look up on top of the hill, and you see the hunched over figure of Dracus Blightscale, who looks to be miles away. Flanked around him are thousands of ghouls and skeletons in all kinds of armor. Mostly you notice in the colors of the Night's Watch. Also some in Nerillian armor. You see several large, fleshy creatures that look like they've been stitched together, just kind of lumbering next to him as well. And you see some kind of dark energy emanating from his hands. He stares down at the city in front of him. And you can almost hear him chuckle. I need you all to make wisdom saves.
oh no.
This is a little rough.
Tonvar, Brad, Crank, everyone actually, you hear a thunderous roar echo out over the mountains. You see the darkness grow even darker as the shadows of what look like wings start circling Dracus overhead. Dracus, excuse me. Blotting out what's left of the sun. And with a thunderous crash landing behind him, you see the form of a giant ancient blue dragon. Brad, you remember something that the man in platinum told you. Something of an ancient blue dragon. And you should be afraid. And you are. Crank, you are also. Tonvar as well. All three of you have been feared.
Who's three?
Crank, Tonvar, and Brad.
Okay.
All three of you have been feared. Abram, Verna, you shake it off. Verna, something in your core, though, seems to be shaken by this still. Even though you weren't affected by it, something hit you hard. You can't quite make out what it was.
It was the smell, of course.
Tonvar, what are you looking for? Or what are you trying to figure out with our Arcana check?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You broke out.
Sorry.
If this is the same dragon I saw that day.
Sorry. I have to go back through your backstory. Which one are you talking about? Have you encountered a dragon before?
I don't know. I don't know if I wrote that. I have to look at my lore. You're right.
Yeah, I didn't read anything about that.
I think I meant to write in that he came in a dragon or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't even look at it.
Yeah,
You're in it probably.
Yeah. I'm gonna say you don't recognize it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he talking?
It's just standing there looking at you. Then you see Dracus snap his fingers, and you see a bolt of energy building in this thing's mouth. Brad, Crank, Tonvar, you guys have already bolted for the ship.
Yeah, but
Layden looks at everybody. I think it's fucking time to go. Darius at this point is just like, yeah, everyone get on the ship, on the ship, on the ship. You didn't talk to him, but Horace is there. He's like, oh no, I was hoping this wouldn't happen. He lifts his hands up. He kind of lays a crystal out in front of him, and you see a shimmering shell kind of form over the makeshift front of where the wall that was put in front of the city. Abram, Verna, you guys have a choice here, but it's up to you what you want to do.
If I see a dragon run past me because he's afraid of another dragon, I'm dragging back to the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, I turn to my leave to the ship, I guess.
Okay. As you all are racing towards the ship, you see this bolt of lightning building up in this thing's mouth, and it lets loose. Just this torrent of energy explodes from its mouth, crashing into that small shield that Horace had put up in front of you guys. It shatters. All of the cannons on the front line are destroyed. You see Horace look at all you and you just yell, "Run! Get on the ship!" He then takes another crystal and kind of tosses it onto the deck, and you see another like shell around the ship itself, and you see a couple more similar shells pop around the other two ships. As everyone loads on, this thing takes to the air and starts destroying everything that it can. All the buildings, the tavern, any houses, any fishing vessels, anything it can, just starts laying into it. You see, as your boats start pulling out, you see the waves of undead starting to crash into the town. Probably a good guess that anyone who was left is not going to be alive for much longer. As all of you pull out into the ocean and away from the kingdom of Barclay, or what was left of it, with the roars of a dragon behind you, and the memories of the horrors that took place that night, looking to hope on the horizon to try and repair any damage that has been done. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
So you sound a little better. There's 2 dragons on the docks? Or city, per se?
It's just one.
One? Okay.